Well, hello, everybody. Today is December 22nd, 2014, and I'm Nancy Laine. And today we have a very special guest, Pete. Welcome. So glad to be talking with you.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Absolutely. So as you can see on the screen, everybody, we've got Pete's LinkedIn profile right there, front and center. And the reason Pete is working with us this morning is, ironically, it's a great LinkedIn story. He knows one of my friends, Nadia DePontbriand at AC4S, and they connected on LinkedIn. And then Nadia connected him with Colonel Russ Barnes, who is a member of our board of directors at Project Transition USA. And then Russ invited Pete to attend one of our MacDill workshops. We do LinkedIn workshops on MacDill Air Force Base every month for transitioning military veterans. And Pete, you're a Marine, so very glad to have met you through this, web of friends of mine. And I know you've been using LinkedIn for a long time. How long have you been on LinkedIn, Pete?
I've been on LinkedIn for years, but I'll have to say that when I got invited to that workshop, it was pretty amazing. I had not seen anything that was quite that effective in a long time. So kudos to you. It was an outstanding thing, and everybody should go to it.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and it's technically, our workshops on MacDill are only for transitioning members, service members who are officially enrolled in the TAP program there, the Transition Assistance Program. But we are allowed to bring community guests, and we do that because, of course, part of the whole reason we're doing this is to encourage civilians to start connecting with our transitioning veterans on LinkedIn. So, Pete, since you're here in Tampa Bay with us, I'll just tell everybody that a few minutes ago I invited Pete to join my group called the Tampa Bay 500 Plus group on LinkedIn. And I'm going to show you that right now. Very happy to have you as our newest member, Pete. And as I mentioned, I just started a discussion to welcome you officially. While this is coming up, this is what our group looks like, Tampa Bay 500 Plus. And only people who live in Tampa Bay and have over 500 first-level connections on LinkedIn are allowed to join, and it's invitation only. So very happy to have you with us. And as you can see, I've just started a discussion to welcome you. And this is one of the wonderful things that I'm able to do to put a spotlight on our transitioning military veterans. So during this call today, though, what we're going to be doing is just showing you a little bit about a really great thing to know if you're a group member, and hopefully you are, because if you're not in groups on LinkedIn, you're missing the boat. This is where most of people get to know each other and start helping each other out. So, Pete, I'm just going to kind of now that we're recording this, I'm going to show you what I would show a new group member, which we're very happy that you are. So, basically,
Being invited is very, very.
Yeah. Oh, it's just great to have you. So, okay, the first thing I encourage people to do is to click on our Members tab. And as you can see on the screen here, I'm going to be clicking on that. And it takes a second to come up. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this, most people don't know this, but when you're a member of a group and you click on the Members tab, you get this little search box that comes up. And what you can do is, you see we have 549 members now in this elite group of ours. You can put any keyword you want in here to search for various people just to see who's in our group, to start making connections. And in this case, I'm going to suggest that we search with IT Recruiter. The simple reason being, you can see how I've done that before. It saved it for me here. Simple reason being is Pete is an IT specialist. He's a specialist with applications. And I want to encourage him to start connecting with our IT recruiters that are also members. And you'll see 5 people. You see search results 5. 5 people have shown up on the search. all of these people I happen to be first level connected with, which is nice. And I know earlier, Pete, I was telling you about my friend Stephen Rinker, right? And you guys are already connected, correct?
Yes, we are.
And currently, Steve is specializing in his own real estate business. He's a commercial contractor from way back, residential contractor. He builds luxury homes and remodels them. But he actually has been an IT recruiter also for many, many years. He was at Tech Data here in Tampa Bay for almost 18 years. And so he knows a lot of people in the IT world. And so, for instance, in this case, even that's not what Stephen's specializing in right now, I'm very glad that Pete's connected with him, because part of the reason, of course, for connecting with people on LinkedIn is not just connecting with them, but you can get to know who they know. And I just happen to know that Stephen knows a ton of people in the IT world, which certainly doesn't hurt. You know, earlier this morning when you and I were talking privately, Pete, you know, how we were talking about how it really boils down to who you know when you're searching for a new career, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I've met a lot of people through, just going to the workshop, and now being invited to this group. I think it's going to be an exceptional help.
Well, it's really fun for me to also be managing the Project Transition USA group, which is our group specifically for our U.S. veterans, but also we invite civilians to join again, because one of the main purposes is not just teaching our veterans how to use LinkedIn, but actually introducing them to people that they need to know. And so the beautiful thing about it is for our Tampa Bay veterans, as soon as they do reach the 500 first level connection, I invite them to join the Tampa Bay 500 group, which is mostly civilians, and start introducing them to some of the business leaders in Tampa Bay. So, yeah, here's some other people that I want to introduce you to, Pete. Let's talk about Dan Jones first. It's just such an ironic thing that his name is popping up right now because, let's just go to his profile real quick. Dan Jones happens to be, take a look at this, the president of IT Resources Corp., which is an IT recruiting firm here in Tampa Bay. And I've been connected with Dan for quite a while. Dan used to be a player on the Pittsburgh Pirates, team. I think that's so cool. And but the reason why it's so ironic that his name's popping up today is it just so happens that in a few minutes I'm going to be on a phone call with one of Dan's staff. His name is Kevin Trussler, and Kevin is working in business development with IT Resources Corp., meeting companies that want to hire, their company to find people for their job openings. And the way I got to know Kevin is he contacted me because they really want to hire veterans. Isn't that interesting? And so Kevin and I talked on the phone quite a while. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring his profile up here.
Sounds like one of those situations where the planets just all align for you.
I know, isn't it? I just love this synchronicity when it happens. But, yeah, let's see Kevin's profile here. Yeah, there we go. So when Kevin contacted me, I said, well, you want to hire veterans? I'll tell you what. First step would be to join our Project Transition USA group, which he did. So then I started thinking, since we just launched our Project Transition USA YouTube channel, I contacted Kevin and I said, how about the idea of me interviewing you and, perhaps some IT recruiters that work with IT Resources Corp. I'll interview you and I'll have you tell the public, why you want to hire veterans and a little bit about what you do in your company. And he said, let's do that. So he contacted me this morning. He left me a message and he said, geez, it's Christmas vacation here. We're really working with a skeleton crew, but how about we talk, and then when everybody gets back from vacation, we can bring some of the IT recruiters on in the interview with us. And so that's what we're going to be discussing when we talk earlier. And by the way, when I was looking at Kevin's profile again, I noticed he's got 500 first-level connections. So I just sent him an invitation to join Tampa Bay 500 as well. So I believe he'll probably be joining today. Boy, we're really putting the pressure on him now, huh? Putting this on a recording. And then you two, ironically, will be two of our newest members, Pete, so this is kind of funny. And hopefully we'll be having their IT recruiters join as well. But I'm going to go back into our Tampa Bay 500 group here just a second. And let's take a look at something else. Okay, so just as a refresher, to find the IT recruiters in our group, you go to the Members tab, or anything else you're looking for, of course. And then you wait till the little search box pops up. And just as a reminder, not everybody calls themselves a recruiter. So, for instance, you can do what we call a Boolean search, and between these keyword phrases here, you can put capital OR. And, you know, somebody might have IT talent acquisition, for instance, on their profile. And we can search for both of those. So we find them no matter what they're calling themselves. But I think
this alone is very valuable because, you know, the entire time I've been on LinkedIn, I've been, you know, up above there searching in the big search box. And
up here.
I've only come here to where you're at maybe once or twice to search for somebody's name. So this is invaluable information that you're giving.
Oh yeah, you know, I think it's just one of the hottest LinkedIn tips there is, because what I found, Pete, is, I mean, like you said, you've been on LinkedIn for a long time, and a lot of people that have been on LinkedIn have never ever searched within a group, you know, itself with keyword phrases right here. But the beauty of this, of course, is that these people are fellow group members who already have something in common. And I just happen to be connected on the first level, like I was saying, with all these people. But if I wasn't, there would also be a little connect button right here. And so it's just an easier way to connect with people once you're already in a group. But so anyway, that's the story about the synchronicity going on here with the IT Resources Corp company this morning, and Dan Jones. But a couple other people that I really would like for you to meet, Pete, are John Mullen. And ironically, he's applications focused as an IT recruiter, and you're an application specialist, so that's a perfect match for you.
Yeah,
and he's with Tech Systems. Yeah. And so Laura Evertson also. She's a senior recruiter at, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Adecco Staffing. I want to open up her profile, and I've been connected with Laura for quite a while. I try to connect with everybody in our group, but there's a lot of people there now. So let's just take a look, for instance, at Laura's profile. Now, one thing to keep in mind is a lot of recruiters have been recruiters at other companies as well, and that's a good thing to remember. Because, for instance, we may find that Laura's not really specializing in IT right now, but see, she has been an IT recruiter in the past, as we can see from her profile here. So she knows people that are looking for IT folks because, you know, the recruiters keep in touch with each other, and recruiters tend to be the group on LinkedIn that most actively use LinkedIn. In fact, I bet you that's where LinkedIn's income primarily comes from, is recruiters. They depend on LinkedIn to find matches for their open positions.
I want to connect with each one of those 5 people that showed up in that list.
Yeah, isn't that great? So, you know, I'm not familiar personally with Adecco Staffing quite yet, but let me just show you this. Of course, just as a quick review for some of you, if you click on the name of the business, it takes you straight to their company page. And then you can read all about them here. And let's see here. We're just trying to find out what they specialize in here. HR solutions, talent management. Sounds like they're pretty generalized, really. But you see up here, that's really fun. About one thing about going to the company page also is you can see immediately how you're connected with that company. Looks like I have 5 first degree connections there. So, for instance, if I was trying to help somebody get to know a recruiter at the Deco Staffing, I would go to see who I already knew there and bring up their names. But let's just go back into our group here. Okay. So this is one thing that I encourage people to do when they join our group, is start searching with, try different searches. You could, if you wanted to, you could search with the name of a company in particular, for instance. Let's just type in IT resources, and just to show you, that is another way to search. So if you're interested in working with a particular company, you can go straight to see who we have in the group that already works there. This is, oh, look at that. Kevin's already joined our group. All right, welcome, Kevin. You must have just gotten my email. So now I can welcome Kevin into our group. But it's very, very good to have inside connections with a company before you even consider applying there. And that's one of the main concepts that we teach during our LinkedIn workshops. Something else I just want to show you real quick, Pete, is this search tab. Let's go there, search. We're inside the group now, Tampa Bay 500, and take a look at this. You can search our discussion or whatever else you choose to search with any keyword too. So, for instance, let's just search for IT, just to see what we might have had as a discussion with the word IT in it. Unfortunately, our archives have disappeared. I'm trying to work on that with the help desk at LinkedIn to see what happened. So there's nothing showing up, even though I know we have had discussions show up. But anyway, let's just see here. Let's type in McDowell. Because one thing I encourage people to do when they join a group is to start reading the discussions that we have had before that are in their interest level, areas. And you can see that I'm just so happy that one way we're able to use this group is to help transition military veterans who are in the Tampa Bay area. So you can search these past discussions, and it's a really good idea to comment on them. And it's okay if these, see, this is all the way back in 2013, and this is when Daryl Natoli from the Airmen and Family Readiness Center at MacDill joined our group. Daryl is one of the main people there who are helping transitioning veterans on MacDill Air Force Base. And so we have had lots of different people that have something to do with MacDill join. You can still go back there and either like these discussions, comment on them, and for instance, you'll see this is when Vern Washington joined our group. He was the president of one of our LinkedIn workshops on LinkedIn because he's just shown such initiative and such an incredible, go-getter. I was so impressed with Vern. We named him the president of actually one of our monthly workshops there. But you can see how members of the civilian community here are welcoming Vern into the group. And this is what it will happen, Pete, with you. People will be welcoming you to the group. And then, of course, that's, a really wonderful way to start connecting with people that you don't know yet in the civilian world here. But anyway,
use the search functionality that you've shown me to do a whole nother level of connecting that I may not have hit before, because my time on LinkedIn has been very valuable and very effective, but I would like to take it to the next level, and with what you're showing me, I definitely think I can do that.
Well, that's really great, Pete. And by the way, it's, when you do start contributing to the group, commenting on discussions, for instance, liking discussions, starting discussions of your own. And by the way, the kinds of discussions that we want it to be limited to in Tampa Bay 500 is anything relating to Tampa Bay or Florida or LinkedIn. And let me just show you something real quick. If you go to the I, you can get more information about the group. This is where you can find the group rules, and here they are right here. That's important to read because each group has their own rules, and a lot of them just tell you right there what types of discussion topics they're interested in having posted, and that's where we've posted our group rules there. You can see we created this group, it's been over 4 years ago now. And you can look at group statistics to see how I think what you'll find here is that a lot of senior leaders are in this group. We have several subgroups, and that is people with, for instance, 1,000 plus connections, 2,000, 2,500 plus connections. But anyway, just a few little things that are good to know when you're a new member of a group. So with that, I guess we'll just end this recording for right now, Peter. And there's much more. Pete, it's so great to, again, welcome to our group, and I'll look forward to talking with you again very soon.
Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it so much, and take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.